Leo, hi my loves, and welcome to October. You guys, come on, what's going on? Let's talk. Let's have an honest conversation, okay? Because you do have some stuff that is coming up. As a gentle reminder, though, this is for anybody that has their sun, moon, rising, midheaven, or their Venus in Leo. However, if you're cross-watching or you just out of curiosity clicked on this video, there's a message in here for you, and I hope you hear what you need, okay? Coming into the first week of October, you have the Eight of Swords with the Lovers card and the Nine of Cups. That's what I'm talking about right there. Coming into the second and third week of October, you have the Seven of Wands with the Hierophant and the Four of Cups. And then by the end of October, where you will find yourself or what you need to do to overcome, you have the Hanged Man with the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. I feel like you guys are really hung up on somebody that you love that you're not speaking to for whatever reason, namely because the Eight of Swords is here, and it's always the first card that comes out that is the most significant. The Eight of Swords, or the number 8, corresponds to the 8th house in a natal chart, which is Scorpio's natural house, okay? And you know, Scorpio is all about death and talks about losses, but because you have the Lovers card and the Nine of Cups that is also here, I feel like you guys feel like you lost a great love. You lost your divine counterpart, really. This is like the one that got away type of loss, and you guys just can't get over it. You can't believe that you've allowed this to escape your grasp, in a sense. But I do want you guys to understand that, well, Venus is in Scorpio, so keep that in mind. So at this time, yeah, you're going to really feel that loss if you truly have love for this person and you guys are not together, but you cannot allow yourself to escape the emotions that are coming up, because there is some great insight that needs to be understood and acknowledged, right? So that you can integrate it into your experience or experiences going forward, okay? And really, at the end of the day, I don't know why you guys are beating yourself up here with the sleepless nights and the overthinking and the stress and the paranoia, because what is yours will always gravitate back to you, you know, no matter how far it may wander. So if this is you that has left, or the person has left, if you guys are truly meant to be together, it will happen when it's supposed to. Nine of Cups does talk about a yes, does talk about a wish, a dream coming true. So there is some control that you do still have here, should you turn around and see that there is some power that you have, right? Your higher self is looking at you like, man, if you don't turn your ass around and get up out of this energy and do something about it, right? It's one thing to think about it, but you can't just sit there and thought. You can't just sit there and vent and just complain about the turn that your life has taken. At some point, you're going to have to come up with a solution. You guys are Leos, right? Naturally, your house is the 5th house, which is ruled by the sun, okay? You're very creative by nature, so just come up with a creative solution to figure out how to get yourself in a better position, how to get the love that you feel like you have lost back. Now, let's check in with who you are and where you are on your own spiritual journey too. Because if you don't have that love for yourself, if you don't have that acceptance of yourself and your faults at this point, and the mistakes that you have made at this point, you're not going to do anything but attract the same situation and still be in the same place a year from now, which is what you don't want. So if nothing else, I feel like by the end of the month, you definitely need to hang yourself out to dry and be a little bit more secluded. The Hanged Man does talk about Neptune, so do look into that and what lessons you need to get from the placement. I do believe Neptune is still in Pisces, so understand what that can teach you about yourself. Really look up your natal chart, but really spend a little bit more time taking care of yourself, okay? This is all about, sorry, the Page of Pentacles is all about self-love as well, okay? You can't give out to anybody else if you don't have a cup, if your cup is not full. Now, coming into the obstacles positions, you do have the 7 of Wands. The 7 corresponds to the 7th house. Your house is the 5th house, which talks about love affairs, right? Summer flings, or just, they're just not relationships that last long. Okay, it's very exciting. It's more like impulsive decisions. You feel like you're sexually attracted with that person, so you go forth and you do that, and you have that experience, and you know, you do enjoy yourself, right? You do have the capability of, no matter what you're going through, of being very just grateful for what comes into your life or what happens in your life, right? You do know how to have fun no matter what, and so you do have the ability, though, to take a love affair or something that you feel is more fleeting and turn it into a more long-lasting relationship if you see the potential for it in the people that you involve yourself with, right? I feel like some of you guys, because you're Leos, you do like pitting people against each other and have them vying for your attention, but that type of modality is not going to work for the places that you are to go next, you know? Like, you've exhausted being able to utilize that, and it worked to your benefit, you know? So I feel like you guys are really struggling with that. You're really struggling with getting to the point where you're having longer lasting relationships because you spend too much time in the competing nature, in the sports and the fun of dating, right? You haven't been taking it as seriously as you are supposed to as well. I feel like because the Hierophant is here with the 7 of Wands, you need to look at the 7th house. It can talk about hidden enemies that you may have, or how you attract hidden enemies into your life by way of your behavior. So if you are the type of person, because the Hierophant, I do associate it with Sagittarius, but it is Taurus's card. And because the Hierophant is all about receptivity, then Taurus energy is all about allowing people to come to you. Taurus men really like when really women throw themselves at them. But you can create enemies out of that, because nobody likes feeling like they have to always constantly fight for, again, your attention. So you can be creating enemies out of women that you do have a desire to be in a relationship with for that reason, or that you could have a relationship with, or that you could have had a relationship with, okay? This is all about relationships here. You also have the 4 of Cups here that followed the Hierophant card. So let's go back to your childhood. Let's go back to your social conditioning and your environment growing up, and how that has kind of built you into the type of person that you are, and the way that you regard people or have a disregard for people, right? There is some inconsideration that is at play, or that has been within these cards, right? Where does that come from? The 4 of Cups is the 4th house, and it talks about the home that one comes from and the one that one is trying to build. You're really struggling with getting there. You're really struggling with getting there, but I feel like it's because you haven't faced this yet. You haven't faced your family. You haven't faced your home life and your upbringing, and how that has affected you positively or negatively, or the person that you're interested in has to do this, right? This can be vice versa energy. But there's something here, or somebody in your external environment is blocking your love and your willingness or your desire to want to reach out and establish a relationship. Okay, some of you guys are ignoring messages from the divine as well regarding a relationship. You're kind of causing internal struggle where there needs to be none. There is a lot of resistance just in the area of relationships altogether. Maybe because you're not a traditional being, or the person that you're interested in is not very traditional. They're very unconventional in the way that they regard relationships, or the roles and the dynamics of a relationship, who should wear the pants, you know, and that type of thing. It can also come from the way that you watched the dynamic within your own home. just again, there's something there. So if it's not something, again, also about religion, because that can be affecting the partnership at this time, there's differences there, there's conflicts when it comes to religion and religious upbringing and the different morals that you guys have or values that you just have all together, then it's somebody in your external environment that's kind of like cock blocking the relationship. It can be a maternal figure, again, a sibling that is used to getting all of your love, and so now that you have diverted your attention and you're wanting to give it to somebody else, it's causing conflict within the home in that regard. So it's just something here that needs to be dealt with. You will know when you watch this video what it is and what you need to do, but do understand that you do have some power here. Do understand that there's going to come a point where you can't just make sure that everybody else is happy and then you're left here, right? You're hung out to dry. You've sacrificed so much of yourself that you have nothing else to give, or at least to give to yourself and to what you do deem to be important, right? But coming into the end of the month, there is an opportunity for a reunion of sorts. The Three of Cups is all about the third house, which is ruled by Mercury. So it talks all about like communication and relationships as well. Gemini naturally rules that house. So there is an opportunity to come back together with somebody that you love if you deal with the circumstances at hand, if you really understand how you've been affected thus far in past partnerships, or just in the way that you handled different relationships and needing people to constantly validate you by throwing themselves at you, right? And having that competitive nature in your way of dating. I don't know how I'm trying to say that, but I do hope that you guys kind of feel where I'm going with that, okay? There is a new opportunity that can come around, and you can very well alchemize this, okay? You do have some power here. Yes, the universe and fate is at play, but you have to be taking certain precautions and necessary actions to get what it is that you so desire. So if you're not speaking to this person, you can reach out, you know? You can, or at the very least, just send out good positive energy. This is all about cooperation and encouragement, right? Threes vibrationally is what that talks about. So you are supported. The universe is here to guide you. This can be an angelic guide, somebody that's trying to push you, you know, to do the right thing or to say something to somebody that you love. It can be all about like celebrations though too. So if nothing else, just get out of the funk that you might find yourself in for the love that you feel that you have lost in life, and just get back into the swing of things. By the end of October, you do have the ability to do that again. Let your friends help you, your real friends help you. Let them be able to kind of lift your spirits and to show you a good time. Don't fall head over heels for this person, and I'm getting that with the Hangman and the Knight of Pentacles without really understanding them. Again, get to know this person through and through. Don't be so star-crossed in the month of October. Again, come to understand your emotions and what they are trying to get you to realize and acknowledge. Take full accountability for things that you need to be responsible for. You know, you guys, I feel like you guys are really growing up by the end of the month in October. Don't just like somebody for the way that they look aesthetically, or what you feel like they can give you, or what they feel like you could give them, you know, and just invest your love wisely. But if nothing else, by the end of the month, just invest back into yourself. But don't give love until you know that you fully love yourself, okay? As far as chakras are concerned, your root chakra is here under active. Your solar plexus is here. Your heart chakra is under active. And if nothing else, just make sure that your third eye and your crown chakra are in alignment, okay? So that's what I have. If what I said did resonate, give me a thumbs up, share this with your friends and family, and do subscribe for more. And if you were interested at this time in booking a private reading, you can do so by emailing me in the email that I will leave in the description box, okay? I will talk to you guys soon.